Good afternoon. This is Bob Iaccino from Path Trading Partners. As always, joined by Mike Arnold, my co-founder. It is June 26th, and this is an afternoon Path Chat covering the futures markets. You can see VIX again lower today. You can see it on the screen right there. Mike is going to go into it a little bit more. The only real news we had today was a little bit stronger housing loan numbers from the banks in the UK, and we had the travel ban partially reinstated by the Supreme Court. Donald Trump's travel ban. We're going to call it a travel ban because he's calling it a travel ban, although today he called it a travel suspension, which is fine. Whatever the Supreme Court decides, it doesn't seem like they're leaning towards it being an abuse of executive power. It doesn't seem that way in the fact that it was 9-0 in the vote to suspend the injunctions that were upheld in appeals. So there are parts of the travel ban that can now be put in effect. Stocks actually jumped higher today. The NASDAQ specifically had closed at 58.1225 and then ran up to 58.52 before falling after the news of the Supreme Court's decision. That was really the major market moving news. Equities ended up basically unchanged. Crude oil slightly higher, but unchanged for the most part. Again, when you're only slightly higher or lower, I'm always going to say it's unchanged. But the travel ban itself was the biggest piece of news. And it isn't really that restrictive. Just the view is that always this particular part of the Trump administration seems to be negative tech. It seems to be taken by the markets as being negative tech. So we'll see if that continues. Not much else happened on the news front today. A couple of Italian banks got bailed out, which is why we saw the jump in the European markets overnight and then the early jump in the U.S. market. Not bailed out by the ECB specifically, but sort of a pressure for some of the healthier banks to buy the good loans of those banks to bail them out. That caused, again, the jump overnight that we saw and the jump in our markets. That was then reversed by the Supreme Court's comments on President Trump's travel ban. Having said all that, let me turn it over to Mike to let you know what he's seeing on the charts. Mike, it is all yours.
Thank you, Bob. Quick VIX update. VIX closing back below 10, first time since June 2nd. You can see here, haven't been that low on a closing basis since June 2nd. So let's check out what the financial futures did today. Dow mini futures. Dow mini futures did rally up. Fell short of the recent highs. Fell short of also the 21,460 level, which we're watching for just a bit. It came into 21,454, so just 6 points shy of that 20,460. Fell back down, closing right on 12.5% GAN level. If we do head lower tomorrow, 21,300 first level, then we'll be watching about 21,280. And if we get through there, really critical area coming in about 21,250 to the downside. If that is broken, 21,220 next level. Rally back up. Today's highs is 21,456 to 460 is going to be very key. If we do push through that, then watch for about 21,494 to recent highs of 21,500. Over to the S&P mini futures. S&P mini futures also pushed up to the key areas 22,447 area, falling back down into this range it's been in the last few days. We also have the rising 21 coming in. So, very key. 22,428 is first going to be key level support tomorrow. If we do break through that, 2,424 to 25 level, and then if we get below that, the next major level will be around this 2,420 and then down to 2,417 area. On a rally, major resistance now coming in at 2,447 to 48. If we do get through that, retest the highs 2,451.50. Over to the NASDAQ, rallying up a bit, returning to the prior breakdown area, poking into that prior breakdown area and then heading lower and closing just off its lows. If it heads lower tomorrow, key support 5,765. Then we'll be watching for about 5,752 to 50 area. If we get through that, 5,728 area. On a rally up, key resistance 5,818, followed by right around today's highs, 5,853. Then we'll watch for 5,862 on a stronger rally. Switching over to crude oil. Crude oil did rally today. You can see almost running straight into the 8 EMA. So watch for that. Key resistance area tomorrow, if we do continue this rally, 43.66 to 43.71. Very key. If we get through that, 44.21, and then we'll be watching for right around the 44.74 on a very strong rally. If we do pull back, first level support's about this 43 to 43.01. Then we'll be watching for some pretty major support coming in about 42.56 to 42.64. And if we do break through that, watching for a retest as lower trend line, 42.22 area. Switching over to gold. Gold, nice sell-off today. Finding support at a trend line. This trend line's been drawn since the 23rd of December last year. So that's how long this trend line's been, and it did held. The way we do trend lines here is it works very, very well for projecting them way out in the future. You can see closing now on our secondary trend line, which was broken. So if we head lower tomorrow, first key level of support coming into this 1236.40 area. Then we have a cluster coming in 1235.40 to 1233.30. So lots of support right in this area. If we do get through there, we could see a return eventually to 1225. If we rally back up, resistance is going to come in at the 1246 to 1247. Then the 1251 level, and then finally we could see a return to the 1258 area. Once that is exceeded, we have another trendline area of resistance coming in about 1261. Finally, over to silver. Silver, big drop today. Not quite to our trend line and into the clear path, but pretty close and rallying into the close. We do see another sell-off tomorrow. We're watching first support coming in at 1640 down to about 1637. If that's broken, watch for retest of the lows, 1622. On a rally, pretty significant resistance, 1675 to 76. Then we could see 79, and then we could see about 82. So between 77 and 82, there's major resistance. If we do get through that, I'd watch for a return to our significant level right around 1690. That's all we have for you today. Back to you, Bob.
Thanks for that, Michael, and thanks to you guys for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you like what it is we're doing. Also, new Money Path podcast is out. You can find it at pathtradingpartners.com, or you can just type in the Money Path podcast into iTunes or Google Play. Cheers, everyone. Thanks for watching. We will talk to you in the next Path Chat.